how to go from zero, essentially. Um, and when I say zero, I'm talking about in terms of having no money. Well, you have money, but the job you're actually at, it's a noble job, but you're not making six figures yet. That's for sure. So, how do you go from zero to eight figures? Story time. So, um, several years ago, I was active duty in the Navy, doing my thing, being a good sailor. And I was approached by one of my buddies with an idea. What stemmed from that was us bringing on board three other guys, three of our buddies on board to actually form a company. We had this idea, and I'll tell you more as you watch my content. You'll figure out more about what the actual product was and what industry it was in. But anyway, we were green as. All right, I won't curse for the sake of YouTube, but we were green in business. We didn't know shit, but what we did know was we were hungry as hell to actually make a difference in our lives. Now, we didn't even know how that looked. That didn't look like, or the conversation wasn't, oh, you know what? This is going to make us millions of dollars right now. No, we was just figuring out ways to actually get our ideas in front of people. And back then they had different websites. I forget the name of it, but we posted our idea. It might have been ideabuyer.com. I think that might have been the website if I'm thinking about it now. But anyway, we posted our idea across the internet. Again, green as hell, right? Not knowing what the hell we're doing, but what we were doing was cultivating skills necessary to actually scale and run a business. We said this is what we were doing. We wasn't really living in that vein because, again, like I said, we were green as hell, didn't know shit about nothing. But we had the drive, we had the hunger, we had the ideas, and we were just in it, right? So this idea ultimately turned into an eight-figure deal, all right, in a very short amount of time. And how did that happen? Okay, we didn't. I mean, we didn't have the network, that's for sure. We didn't have this actual skill set to actually say that, hey, we're the top C-suite guys in the space. We weren't experts at what we were actually even creating. We didn't even have a product, guys. This is what I want you guys to really freaking remember and really wrap your head around this. When you take the lid off, okay? What I mean by that is when you open your mind up and you really figure out that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, there's nothing that you can't do, okay? We were green Navy sailors, just hungry to actually get this idea out there, okay? We didn't have patents at first. We later on filed for patents, and then we learned that whole process, right? We got a patent attorney, built the relationship, and we went from there. But what I'm saying to you guys is that idea went from zero to eight-figure opportunity in a very short amount of time. I'm not talking about a year, by the way. I'm not talking about a year. But how did that happen? I think, especially in business, man, you got to really set intention in motion, okay? You have to walk, talk, and act like you're already there. And that's what we were doing. Now, I look back and say that in retrospect, but when we were in the thick of it, we didn't know what we were doing. All we knew is this is what we want to be doing, Okay, so we started picking out company colors and brand colors and talking about buying an office space and furniture for the office. I mean, it was just no holds bar. Just this is what we were walking and talking in that future self. And I'll say this: whenever you get into business, the idea is important, right? But you better have the right intention and you better set that shit from day one. Okay? Because this ain't for everybody. All right? This ain't for the weak. Okay? It gets hard. It gets tough. You get a lot of doors slammed in your face. Okay? You learn how to deal with the word no. And quite frankly, with this whole entrepreneurial journey for me, the word no taught me and made me become fearless. Okay, now what do you mean, Lester? You like hearing the word no? Hell no. No, I don't like hearing the word no, but I'm okay with it, especially when I know that I'm giving my all towards accomplishing the mission. Back to that military adage. You got to accomplish the mission, okay? You're going to go through ups and downs, and you may start on a path, and something just comes in and knocks you off that path, and you got to keep going. And you may go around this way, and then you may cut back this way, and then it's it can be hellish, okay? It's certainly tough, but at the same time, you have to really figure out and put into the call it into the atmosphere the intention of what you want to freaking accomplish. Okay? Because when it gets tough, and I'm not saying that every idea that you come up with in 6 months you're going to have an 8-figure offer. Okay? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, in order to accomplish the mission, you have to have such a clear mind and a clear picture in your brain of the end goal. Now let me caveat that. You got to have that clear picture, but you also got to be flexible enough to see that picture even change. You know the outcome. Get to the outcome already. Feel the freaking outcome already. But understand that throughout your journey, shit's going to change. Something is going to happen. Some things, with an S plural, things are going to happen that's going to veer you off that path. And that's okay. That is freaking okay. All right? As long as you don't quit, okay? And as long as you have that clear picture at the beginning, that intent, that intention set forth before you start this entrepreneurial journey, it's not for everyone. Okay? But I think we would have never got an 8-figure offer on anything without that being the forefront of our driving force. Yes, we wanted to make money. We wasn't making money in the military. Okay? But it was bigger than that. It became bigger than that. It was like, man, we can imagine. Okay, here's an operative word: imagine. Your freaking imagination. All right, that will get you to places that you have no idea, guys. If you just, I almost want you to actually become like a child as an entrepreneur and a business owner. Become like a child. Now you have the knowledge of an adult. You have the experiences of an adult. So that creates rationale, right? That creates logic, right? But get this. What I want you to freaking do is set your intention and map out your journey using your childlike imagination. We get disconnected from that shit at some point. Puberty, maybe. I don't freaking know. Belief, things that you're taught. You get separated from that, but the power in your imagination is unbelievable. It will get you places that even grit won't get you. Even grit. Okay? And that's very important too, right? So, what I'm getting at is this. Did we know that someone was going to offer us 8 figures for our idea? No. We had no idea. No clue. But guess what? What we had was a vivid imagination of where we wanted to go. And although we didn't know what we didn't know, it didn't stop us from picking up the phone and calling XYZ saying, hey, we got an idea. Can you listen to us? And another thing that I'll touch on in this story, and the story goes even deeper than this. I'm giving you the the skinny of it, I'll call it. Network. Your network is your network. We were able to get the opportunity because of our network. Now, what do you mean? We didn't know anybody, especially no high rollers that can actually cut a check for $30 million, right? We didn't know anybody, but we knew other people that knew those people. So that's who we began reaching out to. Okay? How do we know to do this? We didn't know. Again, we didn't know what we freaking didn't know. But at some point along the way, we figured out, hey, listen, in order to gain altitude, we gotta circumvent our path to success. We gotta shortcut that shit. And the way that we did it was reaching out to our network that are connected with guys and gals in high places or higher network. Okay? That's how we did it. How simple is that? Now, would have I'll say this. I don't think that would have worked if that was our strategy, and I'm going back, over 16 years now. If that was our strategy from day one, there were things that we needed to learn and experience to begin to problem solve our way out of a problem, okay? Out of an issue. And that's another thing. You're going to cultivate great problem solving skills as an entrepreneur and a business owner. Constantly, that's what you're doing. It doesn't let up, okay? But that's a good thing, because remember that intention I told you guys at the beginning? Remember setting that intention? Having that childlike imagination? In that space, in that mental space and realm, you're constantly, even in the bliss, okay? You're constantly solving problems or creating your world. Okay? It's a very powerful thing. And to be on that frequency, I'll call it, in that vibrational state of imagination and intention, it will free you of common everyday things that'll keep you down and in a stuck place of resistance because you don't see results. You have to understand that you are getting results even when you don't see them. And guess what? Because you haven't seen them yet, it's more of a freaking reason for you to feel them now, today. Yeah. That's how you go from 0 to 8 figures in no time. And 8 figures, it doesn't have to be 6 figures, 7 figures. Nine figures. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. You may say, well, Lester, how the heck can I be associated with nine figures? How? Find 10 people with a network of $10 million. Now you're associated with nine figures. Now you go to those 10 people and you pitch your idea and you get them to say yes. Now, what that yes means to you, I don't know. It could be yes, I'll give you capital to create this. It could be yes, I'll invite you into my circle, into my own network of individuals that can give you $10 million at a clip. I mean, just understand that when you're thinking about numbers, you're limiting yourself when you put a number on it. You're limiting yourself when you put a number on shit. Okay? Take the power out of that number. Because if you do that, you'll realize that you can actually get to that point a lot faster than worrying about how to. Okay? So, in business, again, you got to have the stomach for it. It can get lonely. It can get tough. But entrepreneurship has made me fearless. Freaking fearless. There ain't nothing that I can't do. You understand? Because that childlike imagination, once I realized the power in it, it only got better as I gotten older. It's only gotten better. So what I would say to you guys, and back to the original question of how do you go from 0 to 8 figures, again, based on my experience, you have to be willing to imagine yourself in a place that is familiar. That familiarity has to come with the feeling. Because if you don't feel it, then it's less likely that you will get there. Because once you bring that feeling, that vibrational feeling into it, God, the universe, will send you shortcuts, if you will, people, opportunities, circumstances that will get you to your goals like that. You follow me? So feel the success already. Know it beyond knowing it. And be not afraid of the word no. Be not afraid. Do not be afraid of the word no. You understand? So, ever made 8 figures? Think you can? Fuck yeah, you can. Stop thinking small. Become like a child. Yeah. You, adult. You. Become like listen. Set the intention. And this works even when you're at a 9 to 5. Okay? You want to get noticed by the C-suite, let's call it. Become fearless. They're just human beings. Set your intention. And actually, it'll benefit you if you share your intention with them. Okay? Intention, ambition, they go hand in hand. So you can be that employee and make 8 figures even when you're not working at your own company, even as an employee. Because listen, they may say, hey, listen, this guy, him, you guys see him? This guy wants to make this company better. He's proved it time and time again. Time and time again, he's proved it. Hey, Bob, how many shares do he own of the company? You know we're going to go public here in the next 18 months. He doesn't own any shares? We need to call him in. Because we need to offer this guy shares of this company before we go public. As a matter of fact, no. This is my personal challenge and responsibility now to make him an owner of this firm because of the hard work that he does. Because of the hard work that he's doing. Welcome in, Mr. Johnson. We really appreciate, all you've done for the company. We want to do something for you. We want to give you 500,000 shares of the company. We're going to be going public here shortly. That's guaranteed to make you a very wealthy man. Interested? Just like that, you've become a multimillionaire because you set out with the right intention. You showed you proved yourself, if you will. You over-delivered. You hear me say that term a lot. This type of scenario happens all the freaking time, guys. So you don't need to be an entrepreneur to make 8 figures. Okay? You don't need to become an entrepreneur to make 8 figures. Getting with the right company, okay? Earning your shares, and you experience the benefits of being an owner as an employee. That makes sense? You're not limited by nada. Trust me. You can have more than what you imagine. The quicker you become like a child, the faster and the easier you'll get to your goals, especially financial goals. And that's what I'm here to actually help you guys do. Okay? So, if you have any questions for me, reach out. You can text me. You can email me. Reach out. And I will help you become that first millionaire or multimillionaire in your family. You believe that? No? Okay. Well, fuck you, man. No, I'm kidding. reach out to me. I want to help you figure out how to go get a better life. It's there. It's there. It's now. Let me help you. Let me show you. All right. I'm out. Hoorah!